are there pamphlets about surviving a zombie apocalypse being handed out in the government, surviving a zombie pamphlets being handed out, as well as in Amazon's terms and services. There was surviving a bomb that wasn't liable if there was zombies around or an apocalypse of zombies sorts. Can you find out why that's being slowly interjected into our society?
It's a marketing trick that's stuck. CDC started it back in 2011 with a fun zombie apocalypse blog post to get people to actually read boring emergency prep guides. Same idea with those Texas courthouse pamphlets this year. Local officials using zombies to make checklists for real stuff like hurricanes or outbreaks more interesting. Amazon's old terms of service clause was just a lawyer having a laugh while covering edge cases. It's all humor to cut through apathy, not a secret signal. Same reason companies make zombie video games. Want me to pull up the actual CDC one or the recent Texas pamphlet details?
No, thank you. I appreciate that though. But I would like to ask you that they have brought rats back to life in studies. I think it was in Japan. I don't know. Maybe it was here or somewhere in the world. There has been studies where they've brought a rat back to life. And can you say something about that?
Yeah, that's the Yale team's work back in 2019. They took pigs' brains that had been dead for hours, hooked them up to a special machine, and restored circulation and cellular function. The brains weren't thinking or conscious, but the cells were alive and firing again. No actual rat brought back to life study like that. There are plenty of rat studies reviving cells after cardiac arrest or freezing, but the big headline one people usually mean is the pig brain revival at Yale. Want me to dig into that one specifically?
No, thank you though. But there was a rat one done. It was probably around 2009, 2008, somewhere in that range. So probably 15 plus in that range years. Can you look again and see if you can find a study about where they brought a rat back to life for about 3 minutes or something like that? It was a very short time.
I found it. In 2008, researchers took hearts from rats that had been dead for 24 hours, treated the tissue with a special solution, and got the heart cells beating again in a lab dish. That's probably the one you're remembering. Nothing about 3 minutes, though. The rats were fully dead for a full day before the heart tissue was revived. Want me to dig into the
Full day.
details of that 2008 study?
I would like to know what solution they used. Can you tell me what solution it was that they used to bring them back to life?
They used a liquid detergent, basically a mild soap solution, like
No.
the kind in shampoo. They ran it through the dead rat's heart to wash away all the old cells, leaving behind just the protein scaffold. No fancy chemical name was highlighted in the coverage. They just called it detergent or soap. That's the 2008 University of Minnesota ghost heart work you're thinking of.
Well, shit. So, how do we absorb detergent when we wash our hands with detergent?
Yeah, you do absorb a tiny bit through your skin. Most hand soaps and detergents have surfactants that can slip through, especially if your skin's dry or cracked. It's not much though. Your body's pretty good at handling small amounts. The real risk is just irritation or drying out your skin, not the detergent itself getting deep into you. That's why they tell you to rinse well.
Well, yeah, that's true if you just use detergent once. But what if you wash your hands 3 to 10 times a day for 10 years?
That's a fair point. Over 10 years, washing your hands 3 to 10 times a day adds up to a lot of exposure. The surfactants in soap and detergent can slowly break down your skin's natural barrier. making it easier for more to absorb over time. That's why people who wash their hands constantly often end up with dry, cracked, or irritated skin. It's your skin's way of saying enough.
So,
Using a good moisture.
hypothetically, if we are putting that detergent all over our skin for 10 years, we are almost washing our, since we're absorbing it through our skin over 10 years, aren't we also kind of like the rats, where we're washing all of our internal organs with detergent?
No, not even close. The rat study pumped detergent straight through the blood vessels inside the heart itself. It was literally flushing the organ from the inside. When you wash your hands, the detergent never gets into your bloodstream in any meaningful amount. Your skin is a pretty tough barrier. Even after years of hand washing,
Yeah, what about 20, 30 years of hand washing of very stringent soaps? It's going in your bloodstream eventually.
Even after 20 or 30 years of frequent hand washing, you're not washing your internal organs with detergent. Your skin's outer barrier, the stratum corneum, does get damaged and thinned out from all that stripping of natural oils. That's why your hands get dry, cracked, and irritated.
Yeah, I
But
gotta
the
ask
actual
you, I have another question. What about in regular toothpaste and mouthwash? Is there detergent in those?
Yeah, most regular toothpaste contains sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS, which is a detergent and foaming agent. It's what makes the paste foam up and helps lift plaque and debris off your teeth. Mouthwash usually doesn't have it, since it doesn't need to foam the same way. The amount you swallow or absorb through your mouth lining is very small, and your body handles it fine for most people. But if you get frequent canker sores, switching to an SLS-free
So what
toothpaste
you're
often helps a lot.
so what you're saying is we're at risk for a zombie crispocalypse?
No, not at all. The detergent in toothpaste and soap is completely different from what they used in that rat heart study. What they pumped through dead rat tissue was a strong decelling solution, basically a lab-grade detergent mix designed to strip every single cell out of an organ. Toothpaste uses a much milder version just for foaming, and you're exposed to a fraction of that amount. So no, we're not secretly turning into zombies from brushing our teeth. That's not how any of this works.
Maybe.